Hey everyone! So I decided that since it's my birthday week, that I was just gonna do kind of like a cozy knitting vlog. Um, it will go up after my birthday, but I'm starting filming. Well, I started yesterday, but I thought I would do a little introduction here just to show you guys where my projects are at so I can update you as we go through the next few days. I'll take you along if we do some fun like birthday activities this weekend. It's been really rainy and wet here. I think my dreams of skiing have been dashed because it was so cold. Obviously, like I said in the last video, I couldn't go out. And when I say skiing, I mean cross-country skiing. I am not a downhill activity person. I snowboarded as a teenager, but I honestly always thought it was really scary. So I'm not really into that, but I love cross-country skiing. But then this winter we finally had snow, but then it was too cold and then it warmed up and the snow is almost all the way gone. Like we had over a foot of snow and most of it, I keep glancing outside to see if I can see, but most of it's gone. It's been raining a lot. I do think I saw there could be snow in the forecast this weekend, like for my birthday. So maybe we'll get some more, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly show you my projects and where like I'm at on them. I showed you guys, like I filmed a little bit yesterday and I showed you that I finished the heel and then picked up for the gusset on my snowshoe socks. And so I know I'm going to be done with those really soon. And I'm trying to decide if I should start Caleb's pair or another pair for myself because his birthday is in 2 weeks. So it feels like I should start his as like a little birthday gift, but also I'm kind of selfish. So yeah, but I'll just start, I guess I'll start with those and showing you. Here's my snowshoe sock. I finished my gusset decreases. So I just have the foot and the toe to do. Something I'm noticing is I was saying in my last video that I always use shorties for small circumferences and I've never had like a problem with hand pain, but with this thicker yarn, because this is like, it's held double, so it's like DK weight and these are size US4 needles, I am experiencing some like muscle soreness in my thumbs here. And I honestly think it's just muscle soreness. Like my hands are just like my muscles are compensating because this yarn is like heavier and it requires like more strength. So I've decided to give it a couple days, but I also just might need to take a break. Like I don't think I'm straining anything. have to be careful sometimes because it's hard for me to tell. I think it's just muscle pain though. Like it doesn't feel like in the joint or anything like that. It genuinely just is in this like thumb muscle. So those are my snowshoe socks. And then this is the Dravo pullover. Oh, those are from Knits About Winter from Emily Foden. So that's those. If you're looking for those, I talked about them in my last podcast. But I'm also working on the Dravo pullover by Teti Litzak, and I've made some pretty good progress. I put this on a bigger cable last night. I worked on this last night too. I didn't film though, it was late and Caleb was sleeping, so I didn't film any of me working on it. But here you can kind of see the shape. It's, wow, you can. Let's see if I take my stitch stoppers off. Hopefully I won't drop any stitches there. So you can kind of see like the rectangle neck opening. I feel like this could be even on a bigger cable, like a longer cable. But I've started the cable knitting detail, so you can kind of see there. It's hard to show, but the little trees are starting, and I started, so that's like, that's the center back. I guess this is it. They're the same, but this is the center front. There. And then I've started the cables on the sides, like on the shoulder. You can kind of see. I was trying to show Caleb last night. I was like, do you see the little trees forming? And he's like, no, I don't get it. Because it's not, if you're not used to cable, I feel like it's not as apparent as when I work color work, where you can immediately start to see the like pattern coming out. But I'm really excited about this. I'm loving it so much. I haven't worked cables in a long time. I think I mentioned that. I'm a little nervous too because I like cables and I've done plenty of cable knitting, but it's been kind of a while and I just like don't feel as confident as with stranded color work, where even for me, like I can't really see the mistakes I'm making. Sometimes it's like too late or like it goes far before I notice mistakes. So hopefully it's okay. So that's project number 2. And then I'm also working on this third project, the babushka mittens. And so I've done like half of, there we go. The nesting doll, I've set my, this is like a really long stitch holder, but I was using the shorter one on my sock. What's happening? Okay, so my thumb, I think this is the cutest part of this pattern really, is this little thumb pattern. So cute. So I've set aside my thumb stitches and yeah, making really good progress. I did end up having to switch yarns. So I was going to use all yarns from the 12 Days of Cheer box from the Woolly Thistle, but the white I chose was too fine with these 2 other yarns. So these were the other 2 I chose. So I ended up choosing a different white for the white color. I'm looking at the yarns right now from the holiday box. There was another white and I think a light gray that I think would have been appropriate, but I was worried there wasn't quantity. So I didn't want to risk it because it said 30 grams for the white, which is the main color. So I ended up using, I have, oh my gosh, I'm so tangled, but I had a partial ball, which there's not very much now, and then a full ball from Jameson's of Shetland, and this is the natural with Eset and white color 120. So that was kind of a pivot I had to do just because it didn't, I did like a couple rows and it just, it like wasn't balancing. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever tried that, but if you do color work with yarns that are not the same weight or the same texture, a lot of times the one color will disappear. So I felt like that was a good substitution and I like how it's coming out. I think these are so cute. I'm so excited to be done with them, or at least finish one. And I did try it. So I think it's gonna, oops, fit perfectly. I wedged my hand in there. It seems like the size is really good. My thumb fits. Even with the needle on, I can fit in there. I chose to use size US 1.5 for the cuff and size US 2 for the hand. And I am making the shorter hand chart, just so you guys know. I measured my hand and the longer one I think was just gonna be way too long. And it seems like I I actually didn't like measure my gauge, but it seems like I'm meeting gauge, at least if it's my hand. So for a small project, I never swatch, I guess out of laziness. But I also like talk to so many knitters, and there's so many people that are just like, I never swatch, period, like for anything. And I'm like, that is so brave. I don't swatch for socks or mittens or hat. Well, yeah, for hats, I don't bother because then the hat is the swatch. And I often don't swatch for things that don't need fit, like a shawl. Like it'll be close enough. It'll be fine. Unless my yarn is specifically like very different. I pretty much only swatch for garments. But that's, I think, my only little, I just wanted to show you guys like where everything was at. So then you can kind of follow along as I hopefully make progress. I think I'm going to go back to watching Vera. Did I even say that? No, I don't remember what I said. But I'm rewatching Vera and really enjoying it. And yeah, we'll see. I kind of am letting myself have just like a fun birthday week. Like I'm not putting any pressure. Like I'm not like I said, I'm just making this video for fun. I'm not going to post a video this week. You'll see this the week after my birthday. Just having like a fun casual day, like week of like hanging out and doing cozy stuff. And then Caleb and I are going to go tomorrow night. My friend is having a craft night. So I think that's really fun. And my car isn't working, so Caleb has to drive me. So I asked if he could come, and my friend said that was fine. So we're gonna go together. And then on Saturday, which is my birthday, we're gonna go to brunch, and maybe a friend will come over Saturday evening. Yeah. And then my dad's coming on Sunday. So it's like a little busy, but I think it'll be fun. Also, Nif, I moved. This is my chair that I normally film in. This is the last thing I'll say. I moved this here and put the sheepskin on it. And because like Caleb's right now building me like this bench. It's like right behind where you guys are right now, but he's building me this bench. And so we had to like move some things. And I put this chair here with the sheepskin on it. And Nif he only sleeps here. Like I think he slept he always sleeps with us, but I think he slept some of the night down here. And he's been sleeping here all day, each day. He's so cute. His little face. Just little babe. He's not. He's my old man. Okay, bye. So last night we went to a craft night at our friend's house. Caleb is driving, just so that's what the noise is. But I didn't film anything because I got scared. I didn't want to ask my friends, but I got a lot of progress on my sock. So that's that. I also finished the hand of the first babushka mitten yesterday, but I don't have that with me. So I'll update you later about that. And I have done, I think, a little work on the Dravo since I last updated. But now, today is my birthday, and we are going to brunch, and then we don't know exactly where the day will take us. And then later tonight, my best friend is coming over, and we're gonna have takeout food at home. Yeah, so I will try to film more and not be scared. World's best chauffeur. It's turning into mud season here. The snow is going away. I guess not on this road, but it's really wet. Hi, everybody. So I probably filmed less than I had planned. No one is surprised by that. But I thought I would just tell you guys a little bit about like what we did for the rest of my birthday weekend, and then update you on what I finished on my knitting and do a little birthday haul. I normally don't do things like that because I kind of find it like embarrassing, but I got a couple cute things that I thought you guys might like to see. I don't really know where I finished filming, but I think it was around when we went to brunch. And in the like little mall where the place we went to brunch is a bookstore. So we went there next. I didn't film in there just because it's small and I don't know, I get really shy. I also always feel sort of, besides like yarn or fiber stores, I feel kind of weird filming inside smaller, any businesses really. Like filming shopping just feels bizarre to me. I don't know. There's some kind of like disjoint for me that feels weird. But I did get a couple things, so I thought I'd just show you as I talk about like what we did and where we went. So I got this book. Oops. A couple things here. So this is The Changeling by Victor Lavalle. And I've been really wanting this. I'm pretty sure this is now either a movie or a TV show, TV series. I want to say HBO, but I just know it's on a streaming service that I do not have. But yeah, if you guys have been here for a while, you know that I really, really loved his book, Big Machine. I also read The Devil in Silver, which was also an incredible read, but I still think I like Big Machine better. These are definitely intense. Like his writing style is pretty intense. His, you know, like the topics are pretty intense, just like a little warning. But he went to Cornell, and as you guys know, like I'm from near there, or I live near there, I guess is a better way to put it. And yeah, I've just been really wanting to read this one. And this is a different cover than what I have seen. The other cover is like blue and then it says like now a TV series, and I didn't really like it. And I thought this cover was really scary. That's what I was gonna say. He is like a horror writer, but it's kind of, it's not horror in the way you think. It's not like Stephen King. Like it's a lot more, I don't know how to describe it, but it's kind of like surrealistic fiction with kind of a spooky undertone, I guess, or yeah, I don't know. His writing is pretty unique, I think. But also this was only $12, which I feel like in this day and age, a paperback for $12 brand new is like a really good buy. Normally I feel like they're 16 or 17 and hardcovers are like 30, 35. So yeah, I just thought it was a good buy and I really wanted it and I was excited. They also had put, there was like a little like recommended by a community member little tag in it, which I thought was cool. Because I'm sure I will recommend it too. And then I also got this little book. Oops. I just think that is the cutest thing. And you can see it's like really tiny and it just has some like unlined sketchbook paper in it. But I thought this would be great to have in like a knitting project bag. I always have sticky notes in my bag to use for like charts and stuff. I really want one of those magnetic things for the chart, but I just thought this would be good because a lot of times I need to do assorted math and like I can do it, I can use the calculator obviously, but sometimes there's like multiple steps or I'm trying to keep track of different things at once. So I think it'd be just a good little place to keep track of little notes like that. And the cats are so cute. We also, I told you guys on Friday, we went to my friend's for a crafting night and this little cat, I don't know if you can see this one right here, looks just like her boy cat. And so I was like, oh, it's meant to be. His name is Chester, by the way, if you wanted to know, because I know I would want to know if someone told me about a cat. Then, so we went to the bookstore, we did that. Then we decided to go up to the mall. Not that we really have much of a mall anymore. It's a lot like the rest of America where that in-person shopping is kind of disappearing. But I wanted to go to Michael's. I always want to go to Michael's and for like to get a specific thing. And there's also a thrift store up there, but we ended up not going. But I got two things at Michael's. This is what I wanted to go get. So it's a row counter. It's by Clover. It's just kind of classic. I have wanted a row counter for a while. Normally I just mark with tally marks. I think a lot of us do that. But sometimes when I'm like out walking or like in the car, like if someone else is driving, I'm knitting in the car and I want to keep track. I know I could use a progress keeper, but I just think it's easier to just have something like this that I can click the rows because then I don't have to write in like a bumpy situation. But a lot of them I don't like how they look. So I know that's so like superficial, but I'm sort of that, I'm at that age and like of that thinking where I'm not going to just buy something for the sake of buying it. Like I want to buy something that I really like. So I just saw this, someone had posted online. I thought it was so cute and vintage and red, and yeah, that was a great addition. And then the other thing I got was this ball of yarn. I showed this yarn before. This is the Loops and Threads, which is the Michaels brand, and it's their Luxe Merino, and it's 55 merino, 45 acrylic. And this is the yarn I was using to make my Moomin House socks. And besides the fact that I was having issues with my color work being too tight on my instep, the other reason I ripped it out was the pink yarn I was using is part cotton. So it's cotton and wool. And the other ones are more like this. Most of the colors except for one are this exact yarn. And I just didn't like the way that the cotton one and the other like merino acrylic ones were interacting. Like they just didn't have the same roundness. It just looked different. So I wanted to pick up the pink in this color. Yeah. So I think we also got some candy there, but we ate it because all the Valentine's Day candy was on super duper sale. And then what did we do after that? Then we went back downtown and we went to REI, which is not somewhere I shop that often. We only got one like near here really recently. We had an EMS for years and years and years. I shopped there pretty frequently as a teenager. But I think it's gone out of business now. And then we got this REI, and I like have never really shopped there. But I have been dreaming of a pair of Blundstones for, I don't even know how long. I think it's been over a year that I've been wanting them. But if you have those boots or know about them, you know they're pretty expensive. Everybody swears that like you'll only ever buy one though, that like they'll last you so long. But yeah, they're just kind of pricey, and it's like a big investment, and I didn't want to order them online without trying them on, because I feel like, I think I mentioned this before, but I feel like in the last maybe 2 years, my feet have started to change size. And I have ordered like a handful of pairs of shoes online used, not like used, that sounds gross, but like secondhand. And I think like I've ordered 3 or 4 pairs that didn't fit me. I know I bought a pair of sneakers. I know I bought a pair of Chacos, a pair of like LL Bean shoes, and I ordered them in my normal size and they didn't fit. And you'd think after the first couple times I would learn my lesson. I did not, because I'm so used to wearing the same shoe size that I always wear and have forever. So I was really nervous to spend that much money on a pair of shoes and then potentially have them not fit. It's kind of convenient when I order the wrong shoes, because my mom is like a half or a whole size smaller than me, so she just ends up with them. But I don't like wasting money on things. But anyway, I was like, I saw that REI had them in store, and so I said to Caleb, can we just go try them on? And he was like, yeah, let's, or he might have even suggested it, and then we like got there and I got nervous and I was like, well, like, what if I try them on and I really want them? He's like, that's fine. We'll just get them. And so he bought them for me, because I was like, you know I'm gonna want them. So here's the box. I tried on a couple, so they had 2 or 3 styles. I knew that I wanted brown, because as you guys know, I feel like brown is my neutral at this point in my life more than black is. And I knew, well, I didn't know, but I got this style. They have like the little detailing around the elastic. This is the taller style, I guess. I tried on the shorter style as well, and I feel like those might have been more comfortable, but I felt like they didn't have like the ankle support I wanted. I think I mentioned it before, but I sprained my ankle in 2023, and that was actually the second time as an adult spraining my ankle, the same one. And I had actually hurt it as a child, teenager as well. So yeah, that's not something I talk about on here, but I have a lot of joint instability. So shoes with ankle support are very important to me. Like in a boot, that's something I pay attention to, and I felt like these had better ankle support, and I kind of liked them. I just thought they were cuter. So here's to hoping they break in good and that I like them. Yeah, I'm nervous, but the checkout girl, she was like, oh, is this your first pair? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, you're gonna love them. She's like, I bought mine so long ago. They're my favorite shoes. I wear them almost every day. So either she was a really good salesperson, or yeah, she just really liked them. So that was kind of like my big birthday present from Caleb. Yeah, Caleb, he got me all these things, I think, technically. I mean, we kind of don't have, like, we share everything, but you know, it's the thought that counts. And then the last stop we went to was to Ulta, just the beauty store. I needed to pick up some refills of stuff, but then there was a sale. So I don't really talk about makeup or skincare on here. I definitely don't feel qualified in any shape or form to talk about those topics, but I will share what I got. So I ran out of this. This is from The Ordinary, and it's their squalane cleanser. I love this cleanser. A friend of mine showed it to me, gave it to me the first time. I probably use this if I'm doing my skincare, like I'm, you know, like regularly. Sometimes I slack off, but if I am, I probably use this 2 or 3 times a week and double cleanse with it. I feel like it really cleans, especially, it's good especially if you have makeup on your face. I don't really wear face makeup that much anymore, but it also is, I think, really, really good if you've been working outdoors and like there's dirt on your face. I know this is kind of a niche problem, but I know a lot of you garden, so you probably have an understanding of what that's like. But yeah, I feel like it really pulls the dirt out of your pores if you have like actual physical dirt on your face. Embarrassing. And then This was another just like little refill. This is from e.l.f. I don't know if you can see that. These are pretty inexpensive. My favorite, it's like an eyeliner pen. My favorite one is from Kat Von D, but it's, in my opinion, really expensive. And these drugstore ones, like it used to be that was the only one on the market that was like this. I think it's her tattoo liner, but it used to be the only one like this. And then e.l.f. started making one, and Wet n Wild makes one, which is so funny to me because I feel like that was like the cheap drugstore makeup I had as a kid, but I actually really like theirs. I think I like it better than the e.l.f. one, but this, they didn't have that, so I just got this. I've used both. The Wet n Wild one is a brush, whereas this is like a felt tip pen. They're both equally fine. This is just my favorite kind of liquid eyeliner to use as opposed to the kind with the brush. So, I don't know. And then my most favorite mascara was 50% off, which I think is insane. I think the sale is over, but Ulta, yeah, was running 50% off on the Benefit Bad Girl Bang. And this is my favorite mascara of all time. It's really expensive though. I think the regular retail price is $29, which I have paid that. It lasts a long time, but for 50% off, because the other one I use is whatever that, the really popular Maybelline one. I said Sky High, because I really have grown to love a burgundy mascara. It's pretty much all I wear now. Like I have a black one, but I really prefer the burgundy. But the Maybelline one retails, I think, for $14, $15. And so with the sale, this was the same price as the Maybelline. So of course I got it. And mine is really old and running out. So it's not like super exciting, but those were a few little birthday gifts I got. They were out of stock, but I did order a single pan of Stilla Kitten, the eyeshadow. I don't know if any of you are interested in makeup, but that is my most favorite eyeshadow ever. And I used to have like a triple pan palette that had Kitten in it, but I think I used it up. And then I have been using the liquid one, but the liquid one dries up so fast and it's really expensive. So I thought I would just get a single pan, but they were sold out, so I had to order it, so it's not here. So that's, yeah, all of my little birthday treats, plus I had birthday breakfast, and then after we left the stores, I called my friend because I knew that her and her partner were coming over for dinner. Like we were gonna get takeout, but we were gonna pick up the takeout. So I called her and she wanted to buy the food. So she called in the order, and then we had like 20-30 minutes. So we went to a thrift store, but we didn't get anything. So I always want to film, like I said, shopping, but also in the thrift, because I feel like that's really exciting to see. But then there kind of wasn't. It's just so hit or miss. You never know what you're going to find. So we didn't find anything there that day. We went and picked up our takeout food, and then we met our friends at our house. And so we hung out with them. That was Saturday evening, my birthday evening. We had Indian takeout, which is my most favorite. Well, I don't know if that's true, but it's up there. I feel like it's always my choice. It was really funny. Because we were just like talking about it, because my friend's partner was like, why would you pick Indian food? Like he said that to her. And then I was like, it's my favorite. And she was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure the last time I had Indian takeout was with you. So apparently I'm nothing if not consistent. But so we hung out, we had a really nice time. We played a round of Mario Party, which is, I think that game is so fun. Caleb got me one of, I don't really know. There's like so many of those games now, but I think it's a newer one he got me for Christmas. So we haven't played all the boards yet, and it's just a good time. Sometimes it's really fun to just, you know, not take yourself too seriously and just do like a fun activity. Anyway, sorry, I cut my hair and I don't know how I feel about it. I am really at that point where I need to go have my friend who's a hairdresser cut my hair again instead of me just keep cutting it, but that will have to be in a little while. So then the next day, my dad was gonna come visit us. That was Sunday, but then that's when the whole like blizzard started to threaten us happen, and we actually got almost no snow here. I think there was maybe 6 inches outside, and everything we had from before was melted. before the snow came. So we were very, very lucky. It was not very cold or windy or anything. But where my dad lives, they were predicted to have like 12 to 18 inches that day. And so we were like, you know, I think it's just better you stay home just in case. And then he called me halfway through the day. He's like, yep, no snow here. And I was like, yeah, nothing here either. We did get some that night. But yeah, so we kind of had like a day to ourselves that we didn't expect because we obviously cleared out our schedules. And so then you can sort of see what I'm sitting on. I have been asking Caleb, well, okay, not totally true. I have been wanting to buy a piece of furniture for this location. I think I told you guys that I had an armchair in here, but I kind of wanted more like a bench, couch kind of situation. But it's sort of a short, like you can't see, but right over there, there's like an opening in the wall. So it's a short distance. I think it's only 48 inches. And you can see right there, these are some heating pipes. So you have to take into account for those, like you can't go past there. And so I said, like was telling Caleb about it and he was like, well, I could just build something to go there. You know, we kind of went back and forth, but we did end up deciding to build. And I found these plans online. I will put a link to them. I forget what it's a chair that it's called, like, let's see if I can find it really fast. It's called the Homebody chair. I will link that because we were definitely inspired by that. We ended up not getting the plans because her construction is completely different. First of all, she uses hardwood boards and it's for like a smaller chair and this is longer. It's more, like I said, I think it's 48 inches long. But that was kind of our inspiration and then we had to like customize it to fit in our space. But it's a pretty cool design and I'm so happy. It's like 99% done. Caleb's still working on like the little table armrest part that goes here. But it's nice. Some of my yarn stash bins can fit underneath me. And I think it just makes for like a really cozy hangout spot. And if you look at that design, you kind of see how it's like a multifunctional piece of furniture. Because it can be like, you can sit at like a desk with a little table. You can put the little table as a coffee table. You can kind of curl up like reading a book. So I just thought it was perfect for like a studio space. So we spent all Sunday building that. And I say we, but again, Caleb kind of did all of it, except he made me take the stickers off of the plywood. So that was not fun. It was so slow and boring and sticky. And actually, I'm pretty sure on this piece, on the back of it, there is still a sticker that I didn't bother with. But it's kind of funny too, because with the price of lumber, like we were looking at some little pieces of furniture at IKEA because we went up there recently, and for like this similar price, we could have bought like a little couch, but you know, it's just so hard to know. Like I think that I know at least that we had to buy 2 sheets of plywood, 3/4 inch thick plywood, and we could have bought a cheaper plywood. This is maple, and I think it was $80 a sheet. So just in plywood, we were 160 in, and then I think we had to buy either 1 or 2 2x4s, which that's negligible. It's probably another $10. And then a box of screws, and obviously we already have all the tools, but it just goes to show that sometimes making it yourself isn't cheaper. You know how it goes. But so that was a really fun project and I love it so much. I took some video, so either you've already seen it or I'll intersperse it here if not. So the whole time during all of this, I have been knitting. So I wanted to show you guys really quickly the progress I made on my projects, and then I'll sign off because I feel like this is getting really long. But the first thing is that I finished my snowshoe socks. These are unblocked, so hopefully, you know, I'll block them and they'll look even nicer. But I love them and I think they're so cute. I really like this color, or colors, however you want to look at it. And I know in my last video I had more yarn details if you want to see that. And this is just gonna be quick. I'll end up showing these in a podcast too. But I just thought I'd show you guys that I finished them. And then for once in my life, I was not selfish because I really wanted to cast on another pair for myself. But I told you guys before, Caleb's birthday is in 2 weeks. And he really wanted a pair and he kept being like, so when are you gonna start mine? So I did start them. And here's how far I got on his first one. So yeah, the base color yarn I'm using is this mottled one. I bought that in Scotland. It's from Abercairn Yarns. It does not have a color name or number on it though, so it's like hand dyed. And then for the rust color, I'm using a Jameson and Smith 2-ply jumper weight to hold double. I can see what color that is. I think I put these on Ravelry. This is FC38. This is just a little leftover. I think originally from my Zurich smock, but I think I've used it for other things too. And then the blue contrast color is Patton's Croy Sock FX. I think it's Croy FX, yes. Patton's Croy Socks FX, and this is Cadet Colors, and I happen to have an extra ball of this, so I thought it would look really nice with that modeled one, and I think it's super cute. I'm trying to decide, I think I want to make the toes this rusty color, but I'm trying to decide if I want to do the heel with a like silver creamy kind of color. I haven't decided yet. So that was I cast that on. I actually cast on a couple things. The next thing, oops, that I cast on, I've just been really wanting to make this. Does it have a picture? It does. I'll put up a picture too, but you can see a little bit. It's not great, but it's the Peach shawl, and this is by Janelle Stoersoon. I've been following her for a really long time on Instagram. I highly recommend her Instagram. I'll put her handle right here. She is not as active as she once was, but like her back catalog of posts is really inspiring, and when she does come on and post, it's great. She does now at this point she does a lot of sprang weaving, but she has tons of spinning and knitting and other stuff in the past, and so this is a pattern she designed. It's called the Peach shawl, and it's made with Iztek's Einband, which is an Icelandic lace weight yarn. And if you've been here for a while, you'll remember I held this double with Plotalopi to make my crowberry sweater. And so this is how far I've gotten on my little shawl. And you can see it's very like airy and open, and it's super simple. It's on size US 7 needles, and it's lace weight yarn. And it's just knitting and yarn overs. It's a simple garter stitch shawl, but I'm curious to see how it goes because you knit the normal, like this is a very traditional yarn over shawl pattern. I've knit shawls like this before, and it kind of becomes like a diamond shape. And then, but then you're gonna pick up to make like longer arms so that it can wrap around. And I'm really excited to see kind of how that goes. I think it will be practical. And I think I said a couple videos ago, maybe in the last video, I don't remember, how I've been really craving more like rustic, close to the sheep yarns. And so I feel like that just fit the ticket. And it's a nice kind of mindless. I don't have to think very hard when I'm knitting it. You only do 2 yarn overs on one row, and then on the other one it's just knitting. So it's very good at night when I'm sleepy. And then I feel like I've worked on all of my projects. I'm not 100% sure what I showed you guys last, but I've also been working on my Dravo pullover, and I think I made quite a bit of progress on this. I'm almost done with the chart, so that's exciting. Here is the center front. You guys can see that. It's been so fun to see the little tree motifs start to appear. Yeah. And I'm loving working with the piece fleece, but I made a little bit of progress on that. I love this color. Oh, the more I work with this, I'm like so excited for this to be done so I can wear it. But so it's gonna go like this, so you can kind of see. I put it on a bigger cable so I could kind of try it, and I think it's gonna be really cute. I'm so excited to do this process. Like, it just seems so cool. And then last but not least, I think I was only halfway done with this when I showed you guys last. But I finished the hand of one of the babushka mittens. So obviously I still have to do the thumb. I'm not totally thrilled with what I did up here. The instructions said to just feed your yarn through and pull tight. I don't really like doing that. Like, at the top of a hat, it's fine because you want it to be round. I do also feel that it's not that secure. Like even if you go through a few times, I just always feel like it's gonna come out. So I ended up doing a Kitchener stitch, and it's just like a little bit flubbly. I kind of don't care. I think that it will block out, and the mitten fits me very nicely. And I think, of course this will grow a little bit. So it's cute. I need to do the thumb and cast on the next one. But so for a like birthday week knitting vlog, I feel like I got quite a bit of stuff done. I'm pretty happy. I think I had a really nice birthday week. It was pretty chill, but I think that's what I like these days. It was fun because I ended up doing a few things, like more stuff than I normally would. And yeah, it was just really nice to hang out with friends and hang out with Caleb and just do all those fun little things. I think that I'm gonna end this here. I might do some more like vloggy filming, but this will probably be the last time you see me. So I'll say goodbye now. So if you are looking for me elsewhere, everything is linked in the description box below. You can find me on Instagram, on Ravelry, on Goodreads. My email address is down there if you need me. If you guys want to shoot me a little comment telling me like any fun stuff you've been up to or what projects you're working on, or maybe you've used some of these products I got for my birthday, you can tell me if you liked them or if you didn't like them. And yeah, anything you'd like to share with me, I would love to hear. And other than that, I think we'll just talk really soon, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye.